He's wrong. So I don't go over the line. Like Ricky Gervais has made his money, so he can say what he wants and get away with it. If I put them up, I won't be sitting here right now.
Meet
Adam Kelly, young Irish content creator.
Over 3 million followers on TikTok, 2 million followers on Instagram.
I was out in a nightclub and I was in the toilet, and there was a fella, he had a line of coke on the urinal, and he was looking at me and went, "You're your man that takes the piss out of his mother and father." And I went, "Ah, yeah. And he goes, just before he finished off the sentence, he just done the line in the urinal, and he was... I know the TikTok creator fund has gone into England now, and there's lads making a ball of money. I always say that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to.
Thanks so much for coming on, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
So you're a influencer, content creator. Would you call yourself an influencer now?
I wouldn't say influencer. I hope to God I'm not influencing any young children out there, to be honest with you.
So would that be a thing like where fellas wouldn't call themselves an influencer? Or is this like where girls would? Would that be kind of like a...
Yeah, see, I think a lot of the lads would say, "Oh, I hate that word," but a lot of them are influencers. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wouldn't say I'm an influencer. I can't really say I'm a comedian yet, but I'm getting there. Like that's the goal for me, is to be called a comedian rather than... I'm a content creator. We'll put it that way.
And do stand-up comedy, that's your goal?
Yeah, that's one of them anyway. Just comedy full time, so I'd like to get into comedy acting and all that type of stuff.
And did you know from a young age that's what you wanted to do, or how did you...
No, I'm not even the funniest in my family. I'm not the funniest in my friend group. I was never the funniest in my class. I always liked making people laugh. I wasn't great at anything in school. I was kind of like trying to get laughs out of people, so I didn't really do that well in school. But I really enjoyed making people laugh. So, and I'm able to sit down. The only thing I'm able to do is sit down and write comedy. Boring enough. People think, "Oh, it's unbelievable to do," sitting down in front of a screen just writing out jokes and stuff the whole time.
So is that what you'd do, like to plan your clips on TikTok?
Yeah, so for my jokes and stuff, I'll write my jokes, and then obviously when you have two parents that are as mad as they are, it's very easy to write comedy, and they're just being themselves. That's just them, like. And then obviously when you're out in public, people are coming up saying, "Geez, you're a lot quieter in person." Obviously I'm not as comfortable around strangers as I will be around my family, but in public my parents are the exact same. They're fucking mental, like.
And see the way you're saying that, like, that's gas. I literally had Anya Martin, as I said, she's a comedian. Yeah. And people would have said to her, "I never pictured you as a comedian." And like, you're not as loud as in person, you're much quieter, but you're not going to be constantly 24/7 like the way you are.
Yeah, exactly. And it's when you're like, everyone is different around their friends, like close friends and stuff, than they would be to just strangers, you know. Yeah,
you're going to put on a front to a stranger where you're more comfortable around your friends.
Whereas when I said I was doing comedy and starting into comedy, my friends would have been like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Whereas there would be people that obviously they didn't know me, they would be like, "Sure, this fella, he's not even funny at all." Like, so, but I enjoyed doing it, and it was something that I kind of always enjoyed doing. My parents weren't really gone on me doing stand up. They supported me through everything, but I would have been kind of afraid to get up in front of a crowd, probably the same as 90% of the people out there. So they were like, "No, stick to the online stuff." But then I said, "No, and the worst that can happen is nobody laughs." So I've been doing it now for about a year, and I'm building up. And
have you ever tried going live? Because that'd be like a little...
I've done it a bit, and...
Because that could be like a little taster for what...
Yeah, it is. It is having people texting you the whole time on it. I did go live. It's just an effort. I don't really enjoy doing lives. I don't mind now. I'm at a stage because I've kind of gone with some of the comedians. I've one of the Hardy books there, Stephen Kelly, 3 books left on TikTok. He's doing really well on social media. He kind of took me under his wing. He's big into stand up, and I've been kind of opening up for him. So watching the likes of him and a couple of the Hardy books do get up on stage, you're learning from them, and then obviously getting up yourself, you're learning a lot from as well.
Yeah, so you've done it.
I've done it. I've done it. Just the biggest crowd I've done stand up in front of was 500 or 600. I think it was one like so. But that was only 10-15 minutes. So we're building up to an hour.
What was that like?
Good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was a bit nervous before, and I was kind of excited and nervous at the same time. Went out and it went well. First few jokes, people were like, "It's a bit dark. Like, it's a bit dark here." And I didn't know, but once they felt me out there.
But I feel like that's probably the best comedians out there. Like, I went to Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I went to him as well. Brilliant.
Yeah. Brilliant. And he's real, like, he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Like, you can either get offended by it, or just like...
That's it. I agree.
Yeah, he doesn't actually mean it to... It's just that type of comedian, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the kind of comedy that I like. There's like a lot of the American comedy is all story based, and you know, it's about being loud and stuff like that. Whereas the likes of Jimmy Carr, Ricky Gervais, they're like kind of one-liners, dark. That's the kind of stuff that I'd write. I don't go over the line. Like Ricky Gervais has made his money, so he can say what he wants and get away with it. I kind of stay close to the line where some people might get offended, but people can say, it's only a joke, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's no point taking offence to it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so do you, like, would you post every day and stuff on TikTok and Instagram? Like,
not every day. I'd say a good week for me now would be 4 or 5 videos, and that's like doing well. When I started off, I was doing maybe 1 a week, 1 every 2 weeks, and they were doing really well, but it wasn't kind of sustainable at the time, doing pranks and stuff. And then I kind of got a bit bored of doing it. But then I went to the mother and father and asked them, could I drop out of college to do comedy, making no money on social media? And they asked me if that's what I wanted to do, and I said yeah, so they let me. But they just made sure that if I was dropping out, I was going to put effort in. So
how old are you?
22.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still young. I look a bit, that's just Longford people, though, in general. No moisturiser down where we come from. That's what it is.
Yeah, and so like what, straight away did you ask them, would you get in my videos? Like what made you turn around and say, will you start doing comedy with me?
So I think I got to about 15,000 just doing videos in my room.
On your own?
Yeah, stupid videos. And I knew that was a gold mine once I got them involved. And at the start I was just going down and I was doing pranks with them, and they were cursed and stuff at them. They were like, what the fuck you at? Like, this isn't, what are you doing in the house? And it wasn't until
like you didn't actually ask them, you just decided to start recording and was like, fuck it. Yeah.
And at the start they were like what's going on here? And it wasn't until I suppose people start coming up to them down the town, like younger kids, and saying, oh Jesus, we love the videos.
Did they not know you? They were recorded?
No, they did. They when I was putting them up, but they didn't. It'd be like a mother sticking a post up on Facebook. They didn't think that was it was still small enough at the time, but it was getting big. And then once I started getting them involved, like it just went through the roof. So they are the gold mine. They are the main characters, and I have no problem with that. People try to annoy me with that, say, oh, your mother and father are way funnier than you, and I'm like, I know. That's why I have them in the videos. Like that's why I get them involved.
Yeah. It's real. As we said earlier on, it's relatable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think for Irish,
I'd love to spend a day in your house. So it sounds like a ball.
It's great crack. We have absolute great crack making them, and sometimes we do kill each other, but it's always ends in laughter. Like
and so now would it be like a bit scripted? Would you say like?
Well, I write out a base, like some of the stuff I like the topics and stuff like that. I write out a base for it, and then you kind of just I kind of know how to poke at them. And then my father, and they're got more confident in front of the camera, so now they're a bit braver and they're coming out with their own stuff and stuff like that. So it's hard sometimes writing, but at the same time it's very easy when you have them to write around. And people, like if I do a video on my own now, even if it's like it's good, people will always say, oh, where's your mother, where's your father, that type thing. Like I like it though. I prefer it that way. I feel like
he's probably going to spend more time together and all. He's have a laugh and all.
That's it, all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like he's probably have a really good relationship.
Yeah, and to me it was always like I always knew how funny they were. All my friends knew that they were always a bit mad. So I'm kind of happy.
Put on camera.
Yeah, I'm happy that other people get to see it now as well. Like, you know, because as I said, I went to them and asked them, could I quit my job and could I drop out of college when I was making no money, and they were like, whatever you're going to do, we'll support you. So, and they keep me on the line. Sometimes I went down with a few video ideas, and I can promise you if I put them up, I won't be sitting here right now.
Why? I'm dying to know what you're now.
There was a couple of dark humoured ones, as like Ricky Gervais type stuff, and they just like, if there's ever anything like that, they'd be like, Adam, too far. And I'd be like, oh, it's not too far, people are getting offended too easily. And they'd just say, no, Adam, too far. And it's just kept me steady. I'm
dying to know. You're going to tell me after what's happening.
There's been a few, but it's good to have someone like that there. And even when it comes to stand-up, if I'm going down to practice in front of them, they'll say, Adam, that's shite. That's a shite joke. Don't put that in. Adam, that's too far. Like, it's just, they have me on the line because I'm still young, so I'm going to make stupid mistakes and punch stupid stuff that might get me in trouble when I don't think properly. But when you have parents there that are like that, they'll let you.
Yeah. And so you're full-time?
Full-time now, yeah.
So how, I'm like, obviously bringing that topic up that everyone's wondering, do you get like payment from making your content?
No, so you don't get actually properly paid in Ireland. I know the TikTok Creator Fund has gone into England now, and there's lads making a ball of money. That probably,
when you say TikTok Creator Fund,
yeah,
that this is like actual TikTok paying?
For views. So like you pop a video, it gets a certain amount of views, you get paid. And there's lads there that will be getting maybe a third of the views that my channel might get, and they get paid a lot of money. So that's kind of the annoying thing. Like, it's right there beside us, but we don't get paid for it. Sponsorship is obviously the way that most.
So obviously we follow the UK, so I feel like eventually it's gonna get to here.
That's the thing. We're always one step behind them. Like that's America were first. That's why you see all the creators making a bomb of money over there. UK have it now, but at the same time, Ireland, like the Irish social media scene, isn't that big, so it mightn't be in for a while. Sponsorship is how most of the creators would make their money, and the more PG you are, the more sponsorship you get, which means the more money you get.
So from different brands and stuff.
Yeah, it's all brand. That's why I know a lot of people, I do see on my videos and stuff like that, and I see a couple, like when I'm scrolling through TikTok, people giving out saying that it's almost like some of the pages are almost like sponsorship. They're like ads now. You're flicking through creators you used to love, but it just looks like an ad page. Yeah. But that's the only way they make money. I do not blame them.
Yeah, exactly.
The casters be involved in some of them deals. Like, you don't blame them, but
you need to make a living if you're a full-time creator, and you need to make sure you're getting money from somewhere. Yeah,
that's it. And I think there's a crowd that runs my Facebook and YouTube. I don't do anything with it. I just get like part of the money at the end of the month, and that kind of keeps me taking over if I'm having a bad month with sponsorship and stuff like that. But I am far from a millionaire or anything rich, but I'm tipping along and I'm enjoying myself. Like I'd rather be doing what I'm doing now and getting by rather than I suppose stacking shelves. That's probably what I would be doing if I wasn't on social media.
Yeah, and obviously you probably, I don't know if you'd be happy to discuss that, but like if someone looking to get into that, or I know with YouTube, it depends on your subscribers, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
You have to get to, and that's almost impossible. Anything, like it's not impossible to do well on TikTok. It will take a bit of a graft, but if you put in a bit of effort at all, you will get followers. It's just as simple as that.
It's just consistency of posting.
Yeah, and it's just been a little bit different. Like if I know a lot of people starting off and they're
trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah, someone that they enjoy. You have to be different. And it's the same, there's so many unbelievable singers out there on TikTok, but because they're all doing the same sort of thing, that's why they're struggling to get followers, even though they have brilliant voices. It's just, you have to be a little bit different. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I always say that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to change something slightly. You have a creator there that you like, start off something similar to them, but just change it slightly so you're being yourself rather than copying something.
Yeah, exactly. And like for someone, obviously, like, so would you say you live comfortably like off making content then for someone?
Yeah, sometimes I live a bit above my means. I get an old paycheck in there, and all of a sudden I will go on holidays, lads, and like I'm able to go and do things, but like I'm waking up every day and I'm doing what I like, and that's all that matters. Like at the end of the day, it's not really, if it was about money, we would have been gone a long time ago. I think I got to about 1.5 million before I made any money on social media at all. And
it's on TikTok, like,
yeah, and people kept telling me, get to 200,000 and you'll make this amount of money, and then I'd be like, right, get to 200. You got there, and then all of a sudden nothing's there, and it kept going up and up. And then
I feel like the more social media content creators there is, the more you have to have.
Yeah.
Because brands are looking at more of them now, so they're like looking for whoever has the bigger following, and whoever has the bigger interactions. And I feel like your following actually means like nothing either.
Yeah,
it's who's actually clicking on your page.
That's it. Like all to do with like where your followers are from and stuff like that as well. And but it is mainly PG stuff. What is brand friendly? Like, again, because mine is a bit on the edge, brands might think, Jesus, like, you know, he could make a mistake down the line and it could cost us, so we'll just better off staying away from. And then again, there's others that just care about views, so they will throw whatever money you ask at you because they know that they'll get the views out of you. Like, so there's two ways of working it. I don't really mind. I don't like doing sponsorship ads, if I'm honest with you. I absolutely hate it. Like,
a few people do hate it because they can't, it's not authentic.
Yeah, exactly. I hate it. And it's just because you're selling the dream of a product and stuff there. Obviously, if there's any of them out there, I do not mind taking them. I will get my own bias out of the way, and I'll do any sponsorship ads that are out there. But it's just that if there was other ways of making money through it, which the stand up and stuff will be, I'm just gonna keep posting what I'm posting, and then hopefully build up the following a little bit more, and then you can do what you like. You have people there. And
would you feel like working with brands, is it more, I feel like a lot of people get sponsored, but they get given clothes or to get given like certain things, no way they wouldn't give you like money what you actually really want. Is that be most of it as well?
That's especially when you're kind of coming through, when you're starting off and stuff like that. It's brands will send you out their product and you'll promote them. Obviously, the more of a following you get, then you can kind of be a bit more like, well, send out the product and I want this amount of money as well for it. But that's the amazing, like that's the one thing about having an agency or a management there. They sort out all that shit for you. You just focus on doing the content and stuff. Like at the end of the day, like it's not, we never made it about us as well. I don't give a shit if people don't like me, and if you don't find some of the videos funny, completely fine. So
you're not going to be like, not everyone's going to like you.
Exactly. It does not bother me at all. And I even sometimes I'm putting up videos there and I'm thinking like, if it wasn't me, I probably wouldn't laugh. That doesn't bother me at all. It's just that it's for the people that do enjoy it, and give them a little bit of a 10-second break and throw it a day. Like
we just done a video there reading out like hate comments on their videos, and lots of them are so funny. Like doesn't even like I'm happy that it doesn't affect me. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And half of them are like user 267, and you're like, like, what does that even mean?
That's just they don't have a username. If they click in, it's just
it's not even an account on TikTok. They're just commenting.
It's just like if you're playing, I don't know how we describe.
I was thinking, is that fake page?
No, they don't have. They just didn't put in their details or their names and stuff. So that's TikTok will just give you a random name. So again, it's just they're the people that will comment underneath, but just don't.
We just thought it was funny. I'd be showing everyone. I'm like, look at this. That's gas. Like,
see, that's the thing as well. I have the parents that I have there. They're way more creative with slags anyway. So when people if they're throwing out a hate comment underneath,
would you comment back?
No, I don't. And my father and mother told me not to do that. But like when people are commenting underneath, trying to like giving out slag or whatever, I'm just thinking my father is way more creative than you when it comes to that. Like if they're slagging what you look like and stuff, I haven't heard that one before type thing. Like you hear all the slags that they're saying anyway, so it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, come here. That's I actually feel sorry for them people. They're actually sitting there behind their bleeding phone giving out.
But you get a lot more good comments than bad. It's just you'll remember, like you'll see the bad, you'll notice the bad, but you could get, even when we were going up through it, you could get 300 comments on a video and 290 of them could be good ones, and then 10 of them could be bad, and you will
notice them more. Yeah,
they just
when you say that now.
I'm at a stage now where I just don't give a shit anymore. Like just don't care. So I post what I enjoy and what I want to do. And like one thing that we're starting to do lately, myself and the parents, is actually go back through the videos that we done before. Usually when I post a video, I look at the comments and the views and stuff on it until the next day when the next one's posted, and then I'll completely forget about that. And like a video would be like, that done all right, it got 30,000 likes, and then if you go back to it in 2 or 3 weeks time, you go back in, it could have 500,000 likes. Sure, we didn't notice it because we're always thinking about the next video. So it's you're always moving on to the next one. TikTok is weird, like, and Instagram is very weird like that.
Yeah, it does that, doesn't it? Now it just will show it to more people like in a couple of days.
Exactly, that's it. Like, but you think about if you're scrolling through your For You page, or you're scrolling through like your reels and stuff like that, the videos that you see, they're not all posted on that day. You could like a video that could have been posted a year ago off someone's page, like.
It's go back that far. I've only ever noticed like a couple of days. Goes back a couple of days ago, not a year ago. Jesus Christ,
So that's why we, if someone sees a video that's like an old video of mine that is becoming up, and they say, well, I enjoyed that, and they click in, then they have a whole like couple of months to catch up on worth of videos that they might enjoy. And that's how you kind of get followers that way. The way we always looked at it was, I know a lot of the people would always advise quantity more than quality, where you're posting 5 or 6 times a day. But I suppose me and the parents sat down and said that we're going to post maybe 1 or like 4 a week and just focus on quality. So we have a little portfolio there, and it just worked with followers. Like I might have one video that blow up, but because all the other videos that are there, they might enjoy them as well, and they'll
follow you then. Where if they look at one but then they see the rest of them are shy, then they're like,
one good, they're not going to follow you for that good video. Whereas that's exactly how the followers just went from 600,000 to 3 million in the space of about a year.
I feel like it is quantity, but now because more people are realising that now, more stuff is going up, but then it's quantity now and quality. As I feel like, again, you post shite, it doesn't even get any views.
Exactly. That's it.
It's because that's the way your analytics is. If someone looks at your video for the first 2 seconds, clicks off it, Instagram hides it. So does TikTok. And they're like, oh, that's shite, we're not going to show it to more people. Exactly. So posting shite is a bit waste of your time, isn't it?
Waste of your time. And that's it. As you said there, like if you're clicking into someone's page, you like a video, and then you see just them talking about the wall, or shite talking about what they're eating for breakfast, Not saying that I'm probably after offending people saying that, but you know, like stuff like that, you're going to be like, it's the same as that person, this person, like, you know, you won't follow them. Whereas if you have, I suppose, nice little portfolio there worth of videos, which a lot of the Irish guys do now, to be fair, they have lots of videos that kind of blew up. People will follow you then. They'll be like, well, I want to see what this fella's posting every day.
Yeah, and the stand-up comedy, will your man, your dad be doing it with you?
Yeah, so we're going to get them involved. We're going to get them involved in certain ways. I think a few people might know how we're going to get them involved because I've seen a few comments, and once I read the comments, I was like, oh, they're fucking starting to figure out. They won't be on stage with me.
I'd do a video and ask people to comment of what way they'd like to get.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea for something like that you never even thought about.
That is a good way. It's just that, you know, I have to going through my parents is the hard part. Like my mother, it will not for love nor money will she get on stage. So if
nerves or because she just doesn't want it.
Yeah, she's kind of like she wouldn't get on, like the nerves would get to her now. Whereas my father, he'd be nervous before getting on stage. But
I see you was having their own TV show or something. So if you just get her out with that,
she'd be grand. She's grand on camera. No problem on camera. Yeah, it's just if you're getting up in front of a crowd now, she'd be mortified. So, and it's just with me, I like to have my stuff written down. They're kind of more off the cuff, so that's why I think the way that we have it planned will be a good way to go by it. And it's different. It's not the same as most stand up. So might entice people to actually go buy tickets to it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll definitely get a ticket anyways. Yeah, so that's definitely the goal. Yeah,
that's the goal. And like even with them, a lot of people say, geez, you're so disrespectful. I see a lot of misogyny and all this stuff. I'm a misogynist because I'm slagging my mother, and they don't realise that we're very, very close. Like very.
I feel like that's probably someone from America commenting on that as well, because people don't understand the like my ma would be Lithuanian.
Yeah.
And like, say if I was to, like, obviously we all rip into each other. Like my ma would think I'm slagging her.
Yeah.
But it's a joke.
It is. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the way most Irish houses are like, and that's why I was getting that. Even one night I was out in a nightclub and I was in the toilet, and there was a fella. He had a line of coke on the urinal, and he was looking at me and went, "You're your man that takes a piss out of his mother and father." And I went, "Ah, yeah." And he goes, just before he finished off the sentence, he just done the line in the urinal, and he goes, "That's fucking wrong." And I was looking outside there, I was like, this fella just snored a line of urinal and give it out to me.
For like the toilet thing.
Off the top, like exactly. Oh. And I was looking at him like, and all I could do was apologise. I said, "I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry." I was frozen. I said, I can't believe, I take a few jokes to my mother and father, and this fella is snorting a line of coke off a urinal. So I just apologised to him and let him walk off. So you have weird people.
That is wrong.
Just turn around with that is wrong. So yeah, I've kind of had a few funny encounters like that now, where people have been, you know, trying to give out to me for what I'm doing, but you know, me and my parents, we get on very well.
Their relationship, and that's it.
And it is, as you were saying, it's very relatable. The reason why Irish people like it is because it reminds them of home, and the reason why people abroad like it is because they're like, if I ever said that to my mother, I'd be bet. Like I get messages the whole time saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you told your mother to shut up. If I done that, I'd be locked in my room for 2 weeks and stuff." So they like it because they'd never do it, and Irish people like it because that's the same as our house. Like, so I kind of got lucky that I kind of hit both areas.
Yeah, they're probably looking at you thinking like, what? Yeah. So what was your background? Like, where did you go to school?
So from a place called Edgerstown. I'm not going to give you the exact address because people like knocking on the front door sometimes.
What? Have you got people knocking on your front door?
Yeah.
What?
And even when we started off,
saying what? Like saying something good, or
like people from around the country, they'll find out where you live and they'll be like, "Oh, my son's in the car. Will you come out and get a picture with him?" and stuff like that. And I've in public, no problem at all with people coming up to me. 99% of the people are so sound.
Coming up to your house.
The house is a bit weird. It is a bit weird now. A lot of them were grand, but even there was like younger kids around, like I suppose the area of Longford and that. Once I was doing pranks and stuff, they were like knocking on my door waiting for me to come out to throw water on me and stuff like that.
On the way into an important meeting.
So it was that kind of thing. But I grew up in a place called Edgerstown in Longford. Townie. Even though I'm a culture, I'm still a townie, born and raised in the council estate, so used to the crack and the trouble all around me. So I kind of, that's where you probably see it in the videos. You can see people that say that I'm bowels, for sure. Look at where we came from. It's the exact same. And 22, as I said, and didn't have to do leaving cert because of COVID. So something good came out of that. and I didn't really do very well with the old teacher's predictions because I was bowling in class, so they wanted to fucking scold me for how bold I was being, so I just got the bare minimum. But
So what do you mean? Like, so they kind of gave you better results or worse results?
so you know the way like when we didn't do the Leaving Cert, the teachers' predictions,
Right.
and now to be fair, I deserved every single result I got, but I was thinking, oh, that's brilliant, not doing the Leaving Cert, Jesus Christ, we're going to do well there. But we got the bare minimum, but like at the same time done all right. Went to college.
What were you studying in college?
Business and law.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Didn't like it? Sound like you didn't like it?
No, the first week was grand, but that's kind of when I started realising about the comedy. I was doing social media through COVID at this stage anyway, so kind of had built up a bit of a following. And when I went into college, we done like as a bonding day for the whole, everyone starting off, there was comedians that came in and they had to do their little stand-up set or whatever like that. It was all over the computer and stuff like that. Nobody was allowed in person.
Yeah.
But there was comedians on and they were talking and telling jokes and stuff, and there was a competition on then, and there was a female comedian, I can't remember her name, but she was talking about how she played as a tree in a Christmas play. So the competition was, in 3 words, describe what type of tree this woman is, and everyone was like, oh, oak tree, carnivorous tree and all this shit, and I said a 3 out of 10 in looks, and I won the competition. But she tore into me in front of everyone. She started calling me a little fucking virgin and all this stuff in front of the whole
The comedian?
The comedian, yeah, because I called her a 3 out of 10. Now, it was a joke that was there, and that's the only reason why I said it. I wasn't saying she was a 3 out of 10 in look. She actually wasn't bad looking, but it was just that the joke was there, and I said it, and the lads that had to vote picked me, and she just tore into me. You're a fucking virgin, you're a virgin. And I had the yoke recorded, and she was calling me this and that, and I got a little message from the whoever was over the college at the time, just apologising for what went on, which I was dying laughing. Like I got into her head, but that's when I realised, geez, that's kind of gave me a bit of an adrenaline buzz. I want to get into this type of comedy. Like
you liked Saturn anyways.
Yeah.
Would you have any like advice for anyone starting off with content creating or looking to get into social media work?
Yeah, like it goes back to that point about just be a little bit different. Don't be the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
Just, you have to have a bit of a neck on you not to be able to take abuse. If you're someone who's a bit soft when it comes to that type of thing, yeah, it's not the right thing for you. And don't start off with the intention of, I want 1 million followers. I want it next week.
You're not going to get it next week now.
We started off, there was no intention of getting big on social media at all. Started off posting videos for the crack for my friends and stuff like that. And then for the people who started enjoying it, there was no intention to do it full time. It was type of thing where it's like, Jesus, these are big numbers here on the screen. I might pull a woman on the weekend now if I'm able to show this type thing starting off. But it was never an intention. It wasn't until we got to maybe 600,000-700,000 followers that we were like, like I'm going to take this serious now and try and do it full time. And even now to this day, you're not posting videos to get a certain amount of likes and stuff like that. You just post what you enjoy, and the rest will take care of itself. Like, just be consistent and don't give up so easily, and go in for the crack. Don't actually be panicking about getting 1 million or 2 million followers. Like that'll take care of itself.
Yeah. And have you and your family had any like arguments or is half swap trying to make content or? Yeah,
that's something that has happened, and we never argue, but there'll be times there where we come down and we say stuff, or like if I'm doing a topic, whatever, you might have to video a couple of times, and it started losing the head at each other, and then I'd be getting tick at them. Sometimes if I'm doing a video, my father will just break into laughing.
Recording it.
Yeah.
Just keep recording it. Or do you stop it?
There's a few bloopers there where I like if I'm in a bad mood and I'm doing it, my father's laughing at me because I'm taking, I'd be giving out things to him, and he just get a dose of the giggles, and he just can't stop.
Because I'd say that's the best ones.
Oh,
do you have any ones that were actually just not scripted and he's actually just got a bit of a?
They're like, yeah.
Have you posted any of them?
Oh, I posted the bloopers about a year ago on my Instagram for some of them, when we done actual skits where we were dressed up and doing stuff like that, and some of the bloopers be brilliant. There was one of the days, I think my mother was after making a curry, not her forte, and for the whole evening we were trying to record a video, and my father just kept farting in it and kept going and kept going, and he wouldn't stop. Every time we went to video, he'd fart, and it was just that when my mother was about to kill him. I had the bloopers up on Instagram.
All right, and did you not care because he was farting in them?
No, he
doesn't give a fuck.
Don't give a shit about anything. That's what I'm saying. When I was starting off on social media, some of the stuff I done not near the beginning. We got to about 400,000 or 500,000 through there was skits that I used to do that blew up out of nowhere. Come out and fight me, Baldy. This type thing, right? Yeah. So I was dancing around the sitting room and I was calling them out to fight, and that's kind of what made my name at the start. And I was copying a boxer from the 60s in a movie, Jerry Lewis, and he'd done this skit, a boxing skit where he was dancing around and punching your man in the knee and stuff. And I kind of done the same sort of dance around my father and saying, come out and fight me, Baldy. That blew up. People kept tagging me in the Jerry Lewis video from the 60s saying, Adam, this fella's copying you. I'm like, the fella's dead about 10 years. Like, it's from the 60s. So that's kind of how we got the name at the start. And then that's when I decided I wanted to go into actual writing comedy and stuff like that. And then that's when even some of the stuff at the start, there was like very lot of sexual jokes in there. So I went out to my parents and I was like, right, we're going to be doing some sexual jokes today. And they're just like, I don't give a shit. Like, you know, if they cared, they would not have been saying some of the things that they were saying. Like, so they don't care.
It's good that they're so relaxed with things, you know.
But sure, it's the whole point of people, the messages you get and stuff like that. That's what kind of makes it for them. You get messages off people that, you know, are going through a really tough time in life, had really bad things happen to them, and they're just thanking you for, I don't know, telling my father he's a bald cunt, like, you know. So yeah, messages off like and stuff like that. People that are very, very sick in hospital and stuff like that saying thanks for, you know, going through a hard time at the moment, and you know, your videos are kind of helping us through it. Like, so that's worth more than the money, like, you know. So that's why we done it the whole time without making any money. We just enjoyed doing it, and thankfully it's kind of blowing up.
Yeah. And has anyone ever come up to your man and said that to them?
Yeah, like, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I said, people think like with drink, when there's drink involved, it's fucking nightmare. It is a nightmare because people think they know you with drink. And again, a lot of people are dead sound. They'll come up and they might ask for a picture, or you might be chatting away to them and have a good conversation, and that's grand. But then there's people that are very drunk and they think they know you, and they come up and they'll slap my father on the head or whatever like that, and they'll be like, oh, you're fat man, you're fat, and all this type of stuff. He doesn't mind it. He's grand in person, like he's good at giving back.
Give it back to them.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just that people do think they have that kind of that power where when they see you sometimes and they're hanging out with you, and then they'll come up and they'll just say things and do things that annoy you. You kind of have to try and keep it.
Shouldn't be doing that, going up to a stranger and calling on like that. Like,
exactly, you are strangers, but again, that's very, very few people. But yeah, it happens. I know it happens to girls a lot more, where like lads will come up and say, oh, you're not even that good looking, or oh, I fucking hate your videos and stuff like that. And it's just like, there's no need for it.
You know what, I find that it's always fellas that are giving out, and they're always giving out about girls.
Yeah.
Just unfollow them.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be looking.
That's it. The lads are grand with lads.
You have a choice of what you're looking at social media. Like, you don't have to look at. That's what I feel like. Loads of my comments under my videos, like any videos on TikTok of the podcast. Yeah. It's always like outfits as well, giving out.
That's it.
You're like, you probably have a daughter the same age.
Exactly. It's just, and lads are like that. And to be honest with you, if a girl wasn't on social media, these are the exact same lads that would be like, just look at her, she's unreal. But it's just because they're known to be like good looking girls, like influencers. They're known by people. They're popular by people because they're good looking and they do makeup and stuff like that. Lads just automatically think, she's not that great. Actually, no, people make her out to be better than she is, and they like to let girls.
Yes, they're worse than girls.
Yeah,
they're worse than girls.
The girl's favourite line is, if someone's coming over chatting to you and they're asking for a picture, or they're talking away to you, the girl's favourite line is, they'll come up and go, I don't even know who you are. And I'm just standing there like, well, I never fucking asked. Like, why I'm standing there, like, I didn't come over to you. Like, if someone's friend.
Oh, so our friend would come up, say, can I get a picture with you? And then a random girl.
Yeah. A random girl go, I don't even know who you are. And they're just like, all right, that's fine. That's completely fine. But why the fuck are you saying it to me? Like, and people love doing that as well. Especially like, as I said, if a lad comes up and then there's girls there, they love coming up saying that. But again, it's very minimal. Like, I'm making it sound a lot worse than it actually is. Grand 90% of the time. I like
scoring everyone off and putting that on social media.
But see, this is where I'm not the influencer type. I like going out and I like having the drinks and I like getting drunk and having the crack with the lads and stuff like that. So whereas I know a lot of the actual influencers, that they kind of have to mind their image. If there's a video going around to me with my trousers down, pissing on the side of the road at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd get away with it a lot more because of my content, rather than if if one of the girls influencers or one of the lads that are kind of PG online, they would get in a lot more trouble over it.
Yeah.
So I'm a kind of, I have a bit more leeway to do what I want, like, you know. Well, not that I can do what I want either, but, you know, there's...
You're a comedian type of influencer, so it's all right, yeah.
That kind of stumps you when it comes to opportunities and stuff. I know for a fact, television wise, like that was one thing that we were kind of looking at getting into, but
why? Because of the content that you put up, you couldn't.
Well, it's just that I know in Ireland a big thing is they look into what age you are, if you're in a relationship, married type, if you have any children, and then if you're like, say if you're 30 and you're in a relationship and you're a little bit more PG, you're sorted for telly, you can just go on in there because they know there's not much risk with you. Whereas I'm 22, I'm single, so I'm like not bowled, but I go out and I'll have a few drinks. There's a lot higher chance of the fact of a news headline the next morning of me falling around the place.
But isn't that no publicity is bad publicity?
Exactly, but it's just it's bad.
Ireland, that's what that is,
and that's exactly
a bit behind.
Yeah. And like, what would be the problem with that? Like, if you woke up to a news article of me falling around the place, let's say, rather than waking up to, Kim Kardashian has a meltdown as she accidentally ate 3 Weetabix instead of 2 for breakfast. Like, that's the shit you have to read online. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be bad if...
Like, half of it, like, there's loads of Americans that have, like, TV shows and they're only young. Like, remember, well, this is going back to when I used to watch Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Or Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And they just randomly get pregnant and they just disappear.
Exactly.
Like, that wasn't a big deal. Why is it a big deal over here that you're young?
It's very the entertainment.
That would probably bring, like, if say this was a show on, like, say, for example, RTA or something.
Yeah.
That would probably bring younger generations to watching RTA instead of no one. I don't ever remember the last time. Actually, do you know what? I probably watched it when say my mum and my stepdad had it on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go sitting there. Oh, let's turn on RTA or whatever.
That's it though. That's it. It's kind of, and like the older generation that would grow up watching RTE, as bad as it sounds, like they're dying off. So like you need to kind of get the younger generation through.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying for myself. Again, I do kind of on the line stuff, so that's fair enough. But there's lots of lads out there, and people even going through college and stuff like that should or could be given an opportunity to kind of spicing things up on telly a little bit to get you back watching it. Yeah. I had the first time I was on telly, I had to go to England. We went on a game show on ITV last year, and we were in talks.
Was it your whole family or just?
No, it was me and a couple of the other the lads that do TikTok.
Yeah.
And like we were in talks. Me and my family, we were down to the last 2 families for a Gogglebox audition. This was now, I had about 50,000 followers on TikTok at the time.
Actually, because I have watched it.
Yeah.
I don't find that funny.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I'd probably find, because from your videos, I think that'd be,
Yeah, so like we got down to us and another family, and the other family was picked. Like we went through the whole process, interviews.
What's
and everything.
the process to that now?
Yes, you have to sign up and you have to talk about like your whole family, and then I think we done 2 interviews over Zoom, and then it kept getting narrowed down.
And what was the questions like?
Name an embarrassing moment and it happened to you in school, or naming, like they were kind of on the spot, like they wouldn't tell you had to kind of come up with something there and then. But sure, we were grand with it. Like that was kind of suited us. But my father said the second the call went on, he went, "Nah, this one doesn't like us. She doesn't like us. She seems a bit dry, this one. She's not going to like us." So he was kind of testing her. He was testing the patience of like...
And have you, so did you know the other family, or did you see the other family on Gogglebox?
You see them now, I think.
I'm like, are they funnier than you?
They're not bad. They're not bad. I just think that they kind of... like I have a sister who doesn't like social, like she doesn't go on the camera at all. Very funny as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you have any family or siblings?
Yes, so I like she would be very witty. She'd be like my father. She'd be very quick off the cuff, but she will not get in front of a camera. But she would have done Gogglebox as well, and I think the 4 of us would have worked well.
Somebody would have gave her a little thing for all of us to do it.
Yeah, exactly. We do early days TikTok now. She was in a couple, but she doesn't really like the limelight and stuff like that. So it's just me.
Why did somebody come up to her or something? Or no?
No, it's not even. Actually, there was a picture I think put up, and there was some vile things said underneath it, really? By old men, like the ones that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like seriously, like what are they?
So it's just not her thing. Like, but that's what like family wise, I'm definitely the least funny in my family. I'm just lucky that I'm able to write it down. That's
you're the one that just kind of took your phone out your pocket and started off.
But my mother was like, I was always kind of wanted to do something different, and my mother called me Walter Mitty growing up. She'd be like,
she called you what?
Walter Mitty, the movie of like he's a dreamer. He fucking can ride airplanes and stuff in his dreams, but he's only an old office worker or whatever. So that's the way if Wimbledon was on there, I'd be like, Mom, I'm going to be a tennis player. And then if you fucking had the Champions League final on, then no, I'm going to be a footballer. Pirates of the Caribbean, I was going to be a fucking pirate. That was the way it was going on the whole time in my house.
Probably have ADHD or something.
That's it. Like, it's very possible. But that's the way, like, I kind of was growing up. And then when I said I wanted to do comedy, they were kind of like the same at the start. And then they were like, no, go on, you actually have a chance at this. So that's why I always kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, rather than, I suppose, going to college and getting a job and just doing the normal thing, the right thing to do, I suppose.
Thanks so much for coming on, Adam.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
Anyone is looking out to reach out, or where can they find you?
So on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and YouTube, it's all the same. 2 big lugs just means 2 big ears. And as you're sitting across from me, you probably noticed them now. Sticking out. Bit like a trophy.
I don't think they're...
I kind of grew into them a little bit. They were big my whole life, so that's where the name came from. So yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram at Demi's Nails and Beauty, or our podcast page, Unpotential Podcast. See you next time.